Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Never Mind the Buy Box. My name is Natalie Cromie, and I am the content director here at the Secret Wealth Project. And tonight, this evening, I am joined by the fabulous Anu. Hello, Anu. How are you?
Hi, everybody. Hi. Nice to be here.
Great. Thank you so much for being here. Literally about 1 million people have jumped on YouTube straight away. You can see the comments, by the way, on I think it's, I don't know my left and right. So it's at the right-hand side of things, but you can they're literally coming in so fast. People saying hello. I know, it's crazy. I knew this was going to be a popular one. I'm just going to jump into the comments on here as well, just so we can keep on top of everything. So good evening, everyone. Can you let me know if you can see and hear me okay? We've got Jamie, we've got Hayden, we've got Islamamat, we've got Natalie, evening from Cornwall. Simon says hi. Got to jump on the Facebook ones now. Bob says hi. Jed says good evening, great to meet you, Anu. Hello from Florida. That must be Shelley from the Sunshine State. Absolutely. Yeah, just let us know that you can see and hear us okay. So someone just said made it just about. I'm going to have to keep an eye on both sets of the comments tonight because there's a lot of YouTube watchers tonight. Sometimes we get a little bit of a mix on both. So it was Daniel that said made it just about. Emma Hamilton's joined us as well. Steve says howdy. Just before we get started, everyone, Jamie says you can hear us loud and clear. Emma says hello, evening, ladies. Good to see everyone on tonight. And, it really feels like at the moment that people are starting to get into the Christmas spirit, a little bit of things, starting to enjoy the season. And, this is the time when we're all experiencing some pretty good results. Well, hopefully everyone's experiencing some. Anu's pretty good results is a little bit of an understatement, but we'll come on and talk about that a little bit later in a bit more detail. So Alexander's joined us, Mark, Fran. Mark has also joined us as well. So good to see everyone here. So Anu, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And like I said, it's one of those situations that, we really appreciate when people do take the time to come and talk to us about their Amazon selling journey and, what's going well and, well, sometimes what's not going well in the business. That's just as important to understand. But we were just talking previously beforehand, and you said one of the reasons you decided to do Never Mind the Buy Box now is because you watched an episode which inspired you last Q4 and you want to kind of pay it forward a little bit.
Yeah, that's it. Do you want me to just go?
Just mention about what you were saying then.
So I just mentioned to Natalie about last Q4. I was extremely demotivated because I remember starting Amazon 3 years ago, but I didn't know what to do, just confused, didn't know where to go, ran out of money, and I literally shut it down. And last Q4, we had a huge lockdown, and because of the business I was running previously, as I'm into properties, Airbnb to be specific, strategy wise. So we obviously had to shut down all our service accommodation, and I could recall refunding over 40 grand back to customers that's already booked in advance. And I went into a huge depression. I didn't know what to do with myself. And we also have a wedding venue. We couldn't host weddings. So I'm literally helpless with 2 kids and a husband and bills to pay. And I remember obviously sliding into Natalie's email that I just need someone to mentor me. And she was like, there is a show called, you mentioned about, I saw Never Mind the Buy Box you posted on Facebook. And also you were running like a little refresher course, which you directed me to. And that was life-changing. And from Never Mind the Buy Box, I learned about ESA and I joined it in January. And that was how everything changed.
Oh, literally. Wow. Well, yeah, I know. It's one of those things. It's crazy. And yeah, I mean, I know how, how much you talk about how it changed everything for you, and we really appreciate that, because obviously, but it also comes down to, guys, we're gonna elaborate on things, and we're gonna go into things in a bit more detail about what you were doing previously, and the arbitrage side of things, obviously. But I have to reiterate, Anu is a massive action taker. It comes down to looking at the opportunity, seeing if it suited you, and and you just rolled with the opportunity. There is no doubt about that. So I want to make that absolutely clear to everybody who's watching tonight. By the way, guys, any questions you've got as we go along, please pop them in the comments. There's a lot of people on tonight, so we want to try and get through as many questions. Anu has in particular experienced a really high level of success over the last, well, less than 12 months with a particular model, which you guys probably know us more for, an Elite Sellers and Secret Wealth project, which is obviously unique bundling. So we're going to come on and talk about that in a bit more detail, and what did it for you, Anu, and why you decided to go down that route. So any questions, please let us know as we go through. So obviously I know we've had a little bit of a lot of people saying nice to see you, Anu. Evening, ladies. Dean said just about made it, just about. Well, that's good. So let's go back and talk about previously. I know you kind of covered it a little bit there, but talk about the last few years. So you started on Amazon 3 years ago. You are an entrepreneur, you are a businesswoman, but also at the same time you are wife and a mother to 2 young children as well. By the way, Anu's actually Superwoman, just to let everyone know this as well. So, but and again, we'll talk about that a little bit later on as well. But tell me first of all how you discovered the Amazon opportunity. Where was it, and and what you sort of thought of it from that point of view.
I qualified as a lawyer first of all, and while I was doing my 9 to 5, I knew that wasn't for me. I did it because of my dad. He's also a lawyer, and we literally have to follow suit. And when I had my daughter, I knew that was going to be my last child, my second child, and I'm not going back to work. I knew if I didn't get out of work, I call it the rat race. Yeah, that's it for me during this maternity leave. And that was when I found Amazon, and I tried to learn through YouTube, had a few friends I was helping as well here and there. But once it gets to a stage when you're asking too much questions, friends don't want to help because they don't want to really reveal too much. And trying to survive via your £500 statutory maternity pay ain't going to really push through your Amazon. So I ran out of money Easter 2028, and that was it. I just said, sod it, shut the Amazon business, and that was it. And what did I do? I started following my passion, which was cooking. Started cooking for weddings, parties. I knew that wasn't for me because it was just too much for me. I had a huge catering business. It was a successful one. But that also wasn't it for me. And I remember one day while I was preparing for a huge wedding, I saw a property advert about like going into service accommodation, and that was it. And we grew from just one property to like 10, boom. And we just had a strategy of party goers. And a weekend could be like a 10 grand banking for us, just like hosting parties through the 10 properties, 10 grand. And that's like minus during the week as well. So lockdown happened. We had to shut down all our service accommodation. And during lockdown, myself and my husband, we started off the wedding venue that we were already working on prior to lockdown, completed it. No weddings to obviously hosting this property we spent so much money on. And we were back to zero again. And that was when so we launched the wedding venue in August 2020, hoping that obviously the system would allow us to host wedding, knowing that we've shut down the country. The country has been shut down for more than a year. Then another lockdown happened, and I went into a massive depression because I'm like, all this money are lying down. We don't have anything coming in. Literally, I felt like I was going to die. And I remember that day I laid on my bed feeling so depressed, and I had a light bulb moment. Amazon, what am I going to do? And I logged onto my Amazon account on my laptop. I realized it's still working. I didn't know what to do. Then I messaged you. That day. And if you can remember, it was a long message saying, "Hi, Natalie. I think I need help. I just need a refresh. I know what I'm doing, but I just need a refresh."
I remember, yeah.
And that was it. And it was in October, by the way, with the bang in the middle of Q4. I haven't had any selling through 2020. So it's not as if like I've had on and off. So no, what do you call it? What do we call this? IPI scores or anything like that? It was just me taking a gamble. And I could remember going to B&M and just picking odd Christmas stuff to actually sell. We opened up the garage and I was like, right, guys, my daughter, my son, and my husband, I said, we're going to start packing. and we just started, and that was it.
And you kind of never looked back from there. So
Never.
obviously the first Q4, because like I always say, you have to make hay while the sun shines. So presumably during that lockdown, during Q4, you did the arbitrage side of things to start with. You know, if you join Amazon now, even if you're in the process of opening your account now, guys, arbitrage is the best way to go. It's the best way to find the business. It's the best way to feel your way through the business, to understand the business, to see how Amazon works. So, you know, it's obviously really sensible during a Q4 period of time to, you know, if you're not doing something else specifically, to concentrate on that. So you went through the Q4 period. It got you back into Amazon. I know we were talking during that period of time as well. And, you know, that's when obviously you did join. And this isn't an advert tonight or a sales pitch for ESA, guys. You know, we don't sell you anything on Never Mind the Buy Box. It's just, this is Anu's journey at the end of the day. And, you kind of enrolled in the new year, said, right, let's get Q4 out of the way, going to jump into ESA. And that is pretty much exactly the same time, probably a couple of weeks or so later, we started talking about unique bundles at that point. And, you know, at that point, there was a lot of people that had wanted to hear about unique bundles, how they work, how they, you know, can potentially change the selling model for people. So what was it at that time? Because you were doing arbitrage at that period of time. But obviously when you come out of a Q4 and go into a Q1, it can get a little bit...
Any new seller out there, let me just manage your expectation. It's really fun now to see the sales going rampant. Come January, it's very depressing because it's going to go quiet. And one thing about myself was I set myself a target. I looked at what I did well in December, and I literally drew up a selling timetable, what January is, what February is, what March would be. And I continued sourcing from local stores, just literally the vanilla OA, driving up and down, buying things and selling exercise stuff in January, etc. And I remember by February, March, it went really dead, really dead. And I'm going to give a shout out to one person, permit me, Emma. I reached out to Emma Arlington, and I said to her, same line of message, because I wasn't taking action with ESA because it was just like one of those courses you're paying subscription for. And I reached out to Emma saying, I don't think I know what I'm doing anymore, because we're literally getting £80, £40 sales a day. And I had a VA. That point, everybody was letting go of their VAs. I had a VA in January through Thomas, and everybody was letting go of their VAs. And she said to me, I can see people are sacking their VAs now. Are you going to let go of me? I'm like, no, we're going to stick together till the end. Even my friends did advise to let go of her and just do it myself. And I remember I had like 5 sessions with Emma, and one of the sessions I did break down. I recorded that video because I tend to send it to my VA to watch, and I was crying. Said because we're not selling, we're not making any profit. Daily we were selling 40, 50 pounds worth of goods, and I've invested all this money. And Emma encouraged me and said, Anu, just look at this and just look at it in the bright side. Things are going to pick up. And she gave me the training she would do in terms of wholesale, how to source, how to read Keeper properly, and how to understand the graphs. These are the things that I was lacking. I didn't understand Keeper graph. I was just going by, it's going to sell by BSR rank. It was different. And I'm being like as plain as possible. Emma could remember this session. And I remember like just crying, and Emma, she wouldn't even say anything. She was just like, it's going to be fine.
Emma's going to be totally cool. She's the right person to speak to in that situation.
Yes. And then it was Easter. During Easter, we did really bad with Easter eggs. And I looked at my girl. I said, right, we're going to go back on the drawing board. And drawing board is going back to ESA. It was really hard, everyone, to switch from a vanilla OA to unique bundles. You will lose money because obviously you're not selling. You don't know what you're doing. You literally are test driving something. And I know that is why people might not want to change, because we all like a certain thing.
Yeah.
But when you want to change, you have to be able to keep up to that change. And I'm telling you, this was like a 2-month kind of change whereby we weren't seeing any sales. We were trying out different bundles. We're losing our money in terms of PPC, in terms of everything. But I said something to my VA, I said, keep going. We're going to be fine. And days that I called this girl at 5 a.m. in the morning, 5 a.m. club, guys.
Yeah,
And
5
I'm
a.m.
crying.
We
I'm
literally
an emotional
messaged at 5
person, by the way.
I messaged you this morning at 5:15, and I was like, I know you're up. I know you're up, so it's fine.
Like, hiya.
Straight away, within 30 seconds.
Yeah. So literally, we just decided we put a stop to saucing. And I said, I'm not going to go out there anymore and sauce until we get this right. And getting it right was using like the training that Emma gave me in terms of wholesalers to then start sourcing for unique bundling. And it was really hard because for 2 straight months, April, May, June, we didn't know what we're doing. We got people to do our PPC for us, and they were burning through money in my credit card. I'd literally see £750 PPC money on one item. And my girl said, sack this person. Like, I can do it. That's what she said to me. Said, I can do it. And what did I do? I invested in my VA, sent her for a PPC training. And that's how things turned around for us.
Oh, amazing, amazing. And that's the thing as well, because we do talk about this in ESA, where we talk about, and Hayden's been through something similar himself as well. He said, it was hard. It's a hard transition to make. I mean, I'm even the person that says, guys, transition into it. If you feel that this is the right thing for you to go, and it does give you the opportunity to do it. But Anna, you are an all or nothing person. At the end of the day, you are an all or nothing person.
Go big or go home.
Yeah, go big or go home, absolutely. And it really does depend on people's personalities, whether or not, but it's one of those things that focus is very, very important, but it does give people the flexibility to transition into it if they need to. But the one thing I say about OA is it draws you back in. It draws you back into, and I don't mean that negatively. You guys know me. I'm not saying anything negative about OA in terms of, but it's not right for everyone at the end of the day. Like, unique bundling's not right for everyone. Wholesale, not right for everyone. Private label, not right for everyone. You have to find your groove and find what works for you, obviously. But with this type of model, it does give you the opportunity to transition into it if you want. But what tends to happen is when you get a big sale, when you get a period of time like Easter, when you get a period of time in the summer, when you get a Q4, standard OA does draw you back in, because it is in essence, and I say in essence, an easier model to say, right, well, I'll buy that for that and I'll sell it for that, and I will make profit in doing so. And especially during the Q4 period, because you think, well, okay, well, there's so much demand, there's so much business, I'm able to do that. And that's what tends to happen. So the reason why Anu and Hayden, other members of ESA and people like that have had big success is because they have focused on it. Now, I'm not telling everyone to quit OA and do that. It has to be right for you, and it depends on your personality, and it has to be at the right time. But the good thing is you can just create one bundle and test it and see how it works. You don't need to launch 10. Well, definitely don't launch 10. It's not like OA. It's a numbers game, but it's in a reverse of numbers game, in the sense that, you bundle, you try it, you see if it works. Okay, great, it works. That one kind of taking care of itself. Right, I'll add another one. And all of a sudden you get into a compounding effect. And 6 months later, I mean, like I said, I actually thought you started bundling earlier than that, but you didn't start until May, really.
May.
7
and my
months.
very first bundle was Father's Day bundle, literally.
Wow.
And it was an epic fail. But I'm everything upstairs in the warehouse.
Oh, well, do you know what? Now that you know what you know now, and you've got the experience, it's probably a good opportunity for you to relaunch it next Father's Day, to be perfectly honest. And that's the thing as well, is you can't be scared of failure, because every single time throughout just what you've said during this period of time that we've been on here, 20 minutes, Anu, you seem like you're the type of person that you don't see it as a failure. You pick yourself up, you get back on, you work out what you've learned from it, and then you move on.
Yes, that's something I've had to learn, because I realized that in this game, you either fail there's just so much into it, so much. As you know, Natalie, if you want to give up, that's it. We're done. Because I have nowhere else to go. I have nothing else. Literally, I've got everything in this. I'm into this, fully into this. And you've taught us one thing, you can't stop going. I think that's just one thing about Natalie, everybody. Natalie would push you to, you know what you're doing. She would set targets. I remember for Christmas, Natalie, you gave us all bundling target. She was like, 1 bundle a day. I think I did 10 a day.
Yeah, I know. Some people took it to the
After day 3, I'm like, right, I'm not coming back to tell everyone how many I've done. You set a target, and once we set that target, we go for that target, and it's about action taking. You can't just sit down there and think bundling will work for you if you're not taking action. Action means finding the right products, looking. Like I would say something, I call myself a bundle monster. If I look at you, I'll turn you into
you're
a
bundle monster. Yeah, we say that. Yeah.
Literally, try to see the good thing in every bundle you're creating. It might look like, oh my God, it won't work. And that was one of the reasons why I joined ESA, because people kept on tanking prices. Yeah. Not only tanking prices, Amazon kept on destroying my goods because they wanted receipts for things. And I might have picked that up from Pound Stretcher. And every time I submit that receipt, they would not accept it. It was frustrating. I was losing item. I was losing money. I love dog food. I love selling dog food. I couldn't sell dog food because every time I send 20 units of dog food, they've only claimed 14. It's frustrating because we kept losing money. But with unique bundling, you're sending the same item. If you're sending that, by the way, that was my dinner. You're sending that. You're sending 50 of that.
Hang on, nobody will tell you. That looks like an arbitrage deal, that one. It does. I'm sure I've sold that at some point.
With amaretto as well, by the way. It's really nice.
Yeah, looks good.
If you're sending one bundle, you're sending the same bundle. Amazon won't turn around and tell you that isn't right, because you know that I sent this bundle. I'm sending 10 in a case, in a pack. And if they come back and tell you that, oh yeah, no, we only got 9, all I need to do is pack the same 10 bundle and take a picture in several places and say, right, this is a cake size of 10. You've misplaced one. I need you to pay me for that one. It's happened so many times. And they do all the time. They've misplaced so many. Well, not every time, but same line of email, same picture I'm sending because it's the same bundling I'm doing. And they just refund me back my money without any argument. But when I was doing vanilla OR or OA, I'm constantly arguing the amount of item I've sent, the amount of cat food I've sent, the amount of dog food I've sent, which was very frustrating.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's one of the biggest areas of frustration on Amazon. You're absolutely right. And probably some people may not have heard of this before. When you're a unique bundler, when you're a private label seller, you are the brand on Amazon. So when you are the brand, it means, in particular in what we do, is you are the manufacturer of that product. So Amazon can't come back to you and say, for the case of reimbursements, they can't come back to you and say, oh, no, I didn't get this, or I didn't get that, or no, sorry, we don't accept that type of receipt. Any receipt that you submit on your behalf, or any invoices. And a lot of unique bundles are created from wholesale goods as well. Not always. There are retail goods in there as well, especially when you get to Q4 and the wholesale sources run out a little bit. We've all been there, anyone that does it. So it's a lot easier to get reimbursements and things like that. But, we will talk about some of the pitfalls as well, because there are pitfalls. And I don't want anyone to think, oh, wow, unique bundles is this magical kind of, way of selling on Amazon, and it'll get rid of every single Amazon product, headache that I have. It's not like it's not like that. There are so many pros to it. There are, I think, less cons than arbitrage, definitely. But there are, pitfalls to it as well. It's not the perfect model. Well, maybe just a little bit, but it's a very good model. I'm going to jump in on the comments because I want to pick back up on some of the things that you said, Annie, because I don't want to ignore everyone. We've got loads of people on here tonight. Terry says, what a great surprise to see Anu on here. Natalie will take good care of you for sure. Well, thank you for saying that. Caitlin says, so excited to hear from Anu. Some more people saying, really excited to hear from you. Emma has said, very kind of you to give a shout out, Anu. Appreciate that. So pleased to hear your business is thriving. Absolutely. Hayden said, I didn't transition either. I went all in, but it depends on your situation. I think luck also comes into it with the products that you launch, but you make your own luck, Hayden. I'm a firm believer in that, 100%. A lot of people saying loving the energy. Carolyn says late, love this, go girl. Paulina says hi as well. So enjoying you both. Sorry, I'm not sure who said that. He hasn't popped up yet. So so you made the transition. We were talking about this earlier. You decided to go in kind of all in. You went through, you still had your VA, which I absolutely love, by the way. You know, you stuck with the VA and, you know, you thought, right, we're going to get through this together, because you had a responsibility as well. And sometimes that can be incredibly motivating to, you know, to yourself when you feel that you're responsible for someone else as well. Like you said, even when you started bundling, and again, it's not something, it's one of those things, you could create 10 bundles before you have a successful one. It's as close to private label as you can get without a lot of the same cost implications as private label. But when was that first light bulb moment? When was that moment when you thought, I think I remember it was because you sent me the messages, but when was that moment when you thought, okay, wow, this is for me now, and I can see this is going to work?
The moment I decided to follow my passion. Try and do something you enjoy, because let's say I didn't like sewing and I decided to start bundling things in line of sewing, like sewing machine and buttons and needle and thread. I'd be frustrated. So if I'm into, let's say I'm into dog walking or bird watching, and I decide to go into bundling in terms of bird watching, I'll be able to think like, okay, if I get this and I get something for the kids as well, so when we all go bird watching, we can put it together. Ideas start flowing through. So I worked with what I am, like what I really enjoy, and I think that's the moment that I was able to create and recreate, and everything I've done has gone in the same line. So I've worked with my passion, and my passion has actually been turned into money, because what I enjoy doing is what I'm bundling, because then I can think in the eyes of the buyers, because this is what I want. I know that
So
if
important.
this is what I want.
Yeah.
And that's really helped me. And I could sit down now and create another bundle. We created one bundle 2 weeks ago. Last week. And we must have sold close to 900 within a week. MF. I took a picture to post MF to post on ESA about it, MF, because we can't send it in as FBA. We haven't got enough time. But we just had a light bulb moment, and all we did was switch one item, and we've sold over 900 of it. Right now, I'm thinking of how to keep on top. Like, if I could have done 900 in a week, what's going to happen in the next 1 week? I don't know. I was driving today and I was shaking, because I'm like, this is mental. And by the way, the profit on each item is like £10. I had to call my VA this morning. I'm like, can you just tell me again, how much is the profit again? She was like £10 or 3. I'm like, right. This is insane.
9 grand in a week.
Guys, can I just say one little thing? This is how much we love bundling. I sold my Range Rover Evoque. Can you remember that?
Yeah, I remember this message.
I was driving a beautiful Range Rover Evoque, and I had enough of not being able to get in stock. And I went to buy a brand new van, a Transit custom van, just because I knew what I was going into. And that was where Natalie just said something. You need to go big or you go home. You go all in. All in means getting rid of your luxury. Who wants a Range Rover when you can drive a van?
I remember you saying that. Absolutely. You were like, you sent me the pictures of the van, and I've never seen someone, you were like a model on the van. You were like, right, here's my steering wheel. And this is where I put all the stuff. It was absolutely amazing. Honestly, you are such a ray of sunshine in my life. Definitely. As are all members of ESA and everyone on Nevermind the Buy Box as well. Don't discriminate, guys. But it's just one of those things, and it's been picked up 7 or 8 times already. And I think a lot of you can already understand in terms of the energy. It's your energy that you put into everything, and your passion is real. And that's what comes through as well. But Anna, hit something on the head really heavily here. And you know, I talk about this a lot in ESA, is when you make the transition from arbitrage to creating your own products, you have to understand that there's a difference between selling other people's branded products and creating your own products to sell to people. Because when you're selling arbitrage products, one of the things that is so easy about this selling arbitrage is all the hard work's been done for you. They're already branded. People are already aware of them. They're already searching for them. But when you create your own products, you start from nothing. You have no goodwill. You have no brand awareness. You haven't got anything like that whatsoever. So what you need to do is you have to create that yourselves. And that's where the art comes into it. And that's where putting the right things in the bundle, understanding what the customer wants. Is it convenient? Is it compelling? How is it going to change that customer's life? And that might sound a little bit cheesy, doesn't it, Anu? But it's so, so true. Understanding what the customer wants. If anyone ever says to me, what is the key to creating your own products? It's understanding what the customer wants. And it's not, in a lot of sales, you have WIFM, which is what's in it for me. But I changed the acronym, which is what's in it for them. That's what you have to think about. Why are they going to buy your product over someone else's product? And that's what you have to create. Because with Amazon as well, you have to do it online, which is a lot harder in the shop. When you pick something up in a shop, you can touch it, you can feel it, you can experience it. You can't do that. You have to sell it through pictures. You have to sell it through words. You have to sell it through, you know, all of these different types of things. So I don't want anyone to sit here and think, oh, well, this is as easy as arbitrage. It's not. It's harder, but you've heard it from Anu. The rewards are bigger. You know, that's what I think anyway. That's the way I see it. But here we go. John says, I'm not easily impressed, but I am very impressed with you, Anna. Great attitude, and you deserve all your success. Absolutely, 100%. Matt Cromie has just jumped on and says, I love vans. He sold his van this week. I knew that was coming.
You.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get. Well, the thing is with vans at the moment is they're so hard to get hold of, and we had one of those, you know, ones that's like a camper van, like a converted one. Okay. And we've had it for about 5 years and something like that. And Matt took it in for an MOT and it needed a little bit of work doing it. And so the mechanic actually said to him, he said, you know what, these are so rare at the moment, you can't get hold of them. And we actually ended up selling for exactly the same price we bought it for 5 years ago. And it needed work doing. So we sort of said, because we don't need it as much, we're not doing RA or anything like that at the moment, but I just know for a fact Matt Cromie is going to be getting himself down the van shop in January. I know he is because he's going to want another van.
Best decision ever. With the all delivery issue, if I call any wholesalers and they say, oh, we can't deliver because we haven't got driver, right? In Manchester, I'll be there in an hour. Literally, get one of my staff in, and we literally drive down to go pick all our stock. We could get 4 pallets in there.
Yeah, I had a chat with another seller yesterday, and we were talking about this exact thing. This person had said to me, well, I've got an amazing selling bundle, but I've sold out of stock. I said, right, where'd you get it from? They said, right, I normally get it from here. I said, right, where's the nearest one to you? And this person said, well, actually, I've got one within an hour's drive. Get in the car. Go down and get it. You know, it's as simple as that. And those are the sort of things that you have to think about, because, you know, you don't want to be waiting. This time right now, especially in what we do with the unique bundles, is you can literally sell. If you are out of stock for about a 2-week period, you could literally miss out on 1,500 sales during that period of time. It's absolute, and that's on one bundle. You know, if you're selling more than one bundle, then obviously, you know, stock management comes in. And again, we'll come on and talk about that in a moment. Teo says, love your mindset and energy, Anu. Absolutely. Chantel says, well done, keep going. Oh, there'll be no stopping this lady. I can tell you that now for sure. Natalie says, £10 is fab. What's your ROI? I'm finding this inspiring. ROI doesn't come into it as much on, because you tend to work in, I know I tend to work in monetary profit more on these side or on the bundle, but I'll let you say.
So after taking out all expenses, and I'm talking about warehouse staffing, and I'll share you this with Natalie yesterday. I over budget my staffing. I over budget everything. We still had close to 29% in terms of ROI left after calculating all expenses to the T. Bundling bag, boxes, even my fuel, insurance for my van, and I still had warehouse.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about the warehouse yet.
29% ROI. Aiden can confirm this because Aiden always scream this. Like he has like over 60% ROI or even more if I can recall. He's always saying this. Hayden is in there saying hi. But yeah, he can confirm this. And I'd say maybe I'm working on 50% ROI. But now that I have huge overheads, warehouse, I've got like 5 staff working now. I have to pay all of them. And we also have nice staff people working shifts as well, just to get the bundles out. We've got quite a lot of listing in terms of bundling. So we have to ensure that we keep sending this bundling out. And also, that's also including PPC as well. You saw what my PPC cost is. It's quite high. And that still left us with close to 29% ROI after paying all that out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's phenomenal. And I think that's the thing as well is, again, so when we talk about some of the advantages of bundling, some of the things that you've got to take into account is stock management is hugely important when it comes into bundling, keeping your items in stock, knowing when to launch your next bundle, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to be launching a new bundle, then, launching another one, you take your eye off your first one and then you run out of stock and then you can lose rankings and you can do this. You have to pay more to get back in the rankings. So it is something that it is definitely a fine art. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. But I think one of the best messages that Anu ever sent me, and you were freaking out at this point, I think that's fair to say, was you knew, probably, I think it was probably about the end of the summer, something like that this was for you. You'd made a decision, you were going all in, there was no doubt about it. Range Rover was gone, van was in, and you were sort of said, right, I can't, you were still doing it from your garage at this point. You're selling thousands of units a month. And Anu sent me a message and it was, you were scared. You were really scared. I weren't you at this point? And you were and again, this testament to being all in at this moment is, I've had an opportunity. I don't know what to do. I've had an opportunity to maybe take on a warehouse. I know that I can't do it from home. And you're absolutely right. There's no way that you could have produced what you did at this point. And we sat down and, we spoke about it on Messenger and everything like that. And we literally went through it all and everything. And you were like, right, that's it. I'm going for it. And then Anu told me it wasn't just like a 1,000 square foot unit. It was a 6,000 square foot unit. And, and I was like, wow. Okay. I said, Anu, look, if you're going for this, you've got to go for it. You've got to smash it, because what will eventually happen, and I think I remember saying this at the time, is you're probably taking on the warehouse, taking on staff, you'll experience probably a period of not growth. But once you go through that, once you push through that, once you get into the better space of doing it, then what will happen is you will just absolutely skyrocket from there, because you can't grow. You couldn't have grown from where you were. So just talk us through that kind of feeling of when you signed the lease and when you got over that, because again, like you said, your own words as well, it pushed you back, but you knew it was going to push you back for a period of time. So how did you handle that?
So like we were walking from the garage to the kitchen. So bearing in mind, remember I said I was a big cook, like in terms of like weddings and things. And my catering business was happening right at home. So I had a huge, massive kitchen. So we moved all our stuff into the kitchen, and in my living room, we've got 2 living rooms as well. So we're working from both 3 rooms. We had one staff, someone that was already working for us in our other businesses. We brought him home. We didn't want to have someone like a stranger to start working for us at home.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, he was happy to obviously transition from the wedding venue to, so he would do Monday to Wednesday, have Thursday off, and then do Friday, Saturday at the wedding venue. And we knew we were outgrowing the house. We had 3 storage unit we store first. And I could remember that every time, because obviously with bundling, you don't just have one thing, you could have 9 items in a bundle.
Yeah.
I know I keep buying these things. I know I'm getting deliveries every day, but one thing I keep hearing from both my my little boy that works with me and everyone else walking around me is we haven't got stock. And I'm like, they delivered 500 the other day. Where is it? Well, you know what's happening? We've got so much stock that everything just keeps going on top of each other.
Yeah.
The garage was full, the living room was full, the playroom was full, the kitchen was full. We just didn't get sense of anything. And then I had 3 storage units that was paying close to £1,000 a month. It wasn't making sense anymore. So I was spending more time on the road, shuffling from the storage unit back home, from home back to the storage unit, because I need to get them things back every time. And we're sending 30 up to 40 boxes every day to Amazon via UPS. I said, I can't do this anymore. This is getting frustrating. And I remember that was when I messaged you and I called my dad. I said, Dad, you're a lawyer. You're in an industrial estate in Leeds. Can you just speak to your landlord and tell him that I need somewhere? And he said to me, he said, you can't just take anywhere, Anu. You need to figure out that there must be a high maximum security. And that's true, because for Q4, we bought like close to, let's say, 40 grand item from a manufacturer. Yeah. You can't just store it anywhere because you could literally be robbed. So I thought, right, I need to find a secured place. And I messaged you, said, Anu, go for it. I viewed so many warehouses. It wasn't the best. But one of my property friends that's helped out with property in my previous life just said to me that I've got a friend and he's got a warehouse going. The council wants to buy back from him. But I know that if he can get you in, then that will stop the action from the council, because they signed a lease with the council that if he doesn't do anything within 2 years, they'll take it over from him. And he gave it to me at a very ridiculous price. I think it was like 1,005 or so. I negotiated it down to 1,004 per month.
Wow. That's the difference between the north and the south, guys.
I was so excited. I'm like, I'm taking it now. And he said to me, he said, you need to calm down, because I could be a very bad person. In my mind, I'm like, you don't know how desperate I am that I need this place. And this was back end of September. In September, we did well over 52 grand in terms of sales. And because we took over the warehouse and we had to move things over, that knocked us down by at least 10 to 15 grand, because we couldn't keep an eye on our stock. My VA kept on telling me we need to restock. I'm like, you don't understand. I'm frustrated here. I'm stressed out. I'm moving. Everything is everywhere. And you're telling me to restock. You're like, I know your PPC is going up because you're not restocking. Yeah. And that means keeping an eye on your stock is really, we didn't have any system in place. We were just blagging our way through, but we needed the space. The moment we got the space, we went from, and I'm telling you, this place is massive. Like, the downstairs is massive. The upstairs is massive. Everyone enters and they're like, wow, this is insane, Anu. And we went from 0 to 100 because we have opportunity to get 2 months worth of supplies. We're not running out of boxes anymore, because I can't get 5 pallets of boxes because I need it. I can't store it in my garage. I have to store it outside and it's going to get wet. But now I can get 5 pallets of boxes for us to ship things. I can get 10 pallets of bundling bags if I want to, because I have somewhere to keep it. Because of the space, we can grow now. We literally can grow without any issues. And it all boils down to thinking ahead and projecting that without the space, we're not growing. I've obviously thought about prep center. It's not for me. With the rapid way I'm growing, I can't tell prep center that I need to change this, because they'll be frustrated with me. And that led us to having more staff. So we went from having non-staff to having 5. And it's hard managing staff as well, but I got older there as well.
Oh God. And like I said, I think it's absolutely been demonstrated tonight how much Anu doesn't do things by halves. There's no doubt about it. And what's really interesting as well is, you know, straight away we were talking beforehand. So you've gone from this, you've gone into the warehouse, then you knew you had to put your foot down. You had to, because again, with this period of with creating your own products, with fueling your own demand for your own products. If you fuel your own demand, it's a really, you know, it's a fine balance. It can go either way in terms of fueling your own demand. If you do it too much, you sell out and then you wipe out all your hard work and then you've got to start again, because the art of bundling, the art of creating your own products and private label as well, is staying consistently in stock. And it's not because of what people think it is, as in you go out of stock. Yeah, it's annoying. And yes, it's going to take you a couple of weeks to get back potentially to where you were, but it's not really so much that. It's the art, it's the fact of consistency. The more that you can stay in stock, the more that you can optimize your PPC, the more that you can, you know, do all these extra things. And because when you first start out with bundling, when you launch a bundle, you don't really try to make money on it. First of all, you have to get it to a certain level of consistency before you make money, because you have to launch it first of all. But you have to stay in stock in order to do all these tweaking, to find the golden gaps, to find the sweet points, to find the cheaper keywords that people aren't going for, whilst you're, you know, raising your organic rankings at the same time as well. So the key to it really is staying in stock for as long as possible for you to do this. And the longer that you can do that, the more Amazon trusts you. And it comes down to trust with Amazon as well. There's just so many different factors to it as well. So guys, I hope you do understand that literally when someone messages me and says, how do you do a bundle? It really isn't just a case of, right, okay, well, you go on to frequently bought together and see what works. There's a little bit more to it than that in terms of making it work. So hopefully you guys don't think I'm more, you know, being awkward, or I don't want to tell anyone or anything like that. It's not about that at all. There is, if I teach people, I want to teach people to do it right, because as Anu has said, as other people have said, Susan Hogan, when she's come on here before, Hayden, people, Cindy, everyone, Simona, who's on here tonight as well, you know, these people will tell you that bundles do go wrong as well if they're not done properly. So, you know, that's really important to take that into account as well. So you've gone for your warehouse, you've gone through that, you've gone in all on stuff. But what I found really interesting when we were chatting before as well, which I know some people do this, it's something that we looked at previously but never do, but you actually have people packing, because you have so many orders, you know, thousands of orders that are coming in. You're fulfilling some yourself, some are FBA, constantly going in and out. But you've also, from a staff management point of view, is you've added in a night shift at the moment for packers.
So because think about it, you're selling, the volume of our sales is so high that some of them are like literally merchant fulfill, and with merchant
you don't get a chance to send them in FBA.
No, we can't. That's it. You need to learn to obviously work both ways. A lot of people will say, oh, Tanya, you don't need MF. Trust me, you're leaving money on the table, guys. Turn on your FBA, turn on your merchant fulfill. When we create bundles, we don't even send it in before we start selling. We literally turn off MF straight away. And once you can get that one sale via merchant fulfill, I know that bundle is going to work.
Yeah.
And one of the bundles I talked about that's selling, we've just sold over 900 in the last 1 week, is being merchant fulfilled. Yeah. And if we're getting like 100 to 200 MFs in like a day or two, we can't pack during the day and then send things through UPS. So what I've done is I've literally sectioned it in a way that night shift staff are there to pack all our merchant fulfill ready for Hermes to pick up in the morning.
Yeah.
And like this morning, we had over 200 orders and I had to stop everybody from prepping. We are going to face MF, literally. And my guy, one of my longest guys said, look at yourself, Anu, look around you. Everybody are literally fulfilling your dreams. I wanted to cry, but I said, thank God, because this is actually my dream. He looked at me, he sat next to me, and my table is there. It's a right mess, but it's okay. He said, look at you. Everyone is working for you, and they're packing the boxes you wanted. You're doing all the MFs you want in the world. But what can you do? But the worst part, Hermes didn't bloody pick up my MFs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's on the flip side of things.
It felt good for a moment until they turned up. I only picked half of it, but it's okay.
It's okay. You can always figure out a way. And the thing is, when you do have your own warehouse, you know, all joking aside, you do get the opportunity to create relationships with the couriers, create relationships with the people that are picking up UPS, you know, Hermes, you know, all of these.
Can I just say something with regards to relationship? You're very right. You know, when everybody, this was like a couple of weeks ago, everyone was talking about UPS charging them with booking of boxes and booking things in,
Yeah.
UPS not picking up. By the way, the relationship I've created in this area is they've put us on a constant daily pickup, bulk order pickup, over 40 to 50 boxes. UPS just turns up at a certain time. I don't even need to ring them anymore. I don't even need to book a shipment in anymore. They just turn up and say, we're here to pick up your boxes. And that even motivates us to ensure that we have 40 boxes ready for them Monday to Friday for them to pick up. Last Friday, I didn't have anyone in because I had to literally tell them that I just need a break. UPS turned up and saw only 9 boxes and said, what happened? Did someone die? No, I just need a break. I need a break.
Oh no, absolutely. I think, yeah, that is so important. And it's funny that you mentioned about the relationships. I was going to say to you and say to everyone else as well, do not underestimate the power of networking. When you were saying about in your property network and why Amazon communities are so important and reaching out to people in Amazon communities and, you know, in different sectors as well. You know, we can't do it during COVID and things like that, but we always talk about get-togethers and that type of thing, but try and attend as many as you can because your warehouse came to you through a recommendation. It's as simple as that. So try and utilize that as much as possible. That's what true business people do. Don't get embarrassed. Oh, I don't want to ask such and such, or I don't want to ask this. Well, you don't ask, you don't get. It's as simple as that. And, you know, you have to leverage those relationships. You have to do that. And in the same, you know, pay it forward if something works out for you, and do it the same for someone else. And that's the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, actually. And this might be a little bit of a personal question, Anu, so please don't feel like you have to kind of answer this, but I do know that you're a woman of faith as well, and you very much talk, and this isn't going to go down a religious route or anything like that, but I know, and I was really curious to ask you this, actually. I know you to be a woman of faith, and I know you practice gratitude and you practice, you know, belief in yourself and faith and all these different type of things. What impact do you think that has on your business? I think I know what impact I think it has in terms of your belief in yourself and your faith and everything like that. What do you think that does to your business?
You see this a lot on your private inbox. I am going to say this again. I'm so grateful that you're going to allow me to acknowledge just one person that I've had a huge personal relationship with, which is God. I'm a Christian by faith, and I always say this, Lord, I thank you, because without all this that I've done, I'm nothing without God. I'm going to put it out there. I'm not ashamed to put my God out there, just because I've been brought up to be obviously a Christian, and we learn gratitude. And you know, gratitude is application for more. And for everything I do, for every penny I get, for every success I get, I'm always grateful to God. And I think I practice that with you, Natalie, because I tell you, thank you so much for training me and for turning me to who I am today, just because I know that you've put so much effort into pushing us, and the little action I've taken is exactly where I am right now. And I believe, I'll give you one little example. Yesterday, I was feeling a bit demotivated, and I remember sitting on my table and I was praying to God. I said, God, I just need a change. I just want to know that you're listening to me. And right then, there was a certain payment I was waiting for in the number of around 50 grand or something like that. I didn't expect that payment to come through. I was running low on cash. And as I opened my laptop, there was the money with the interest I was looking forward to, literally paid into my account. I wanted to cry, and I called one of my staff. I said, this is why you need to believe in God, because I spoke to my big man, and my big man made it happen. And that is my relationship with him. I've let everything go, and I've just trust God to lead me and to get me to where I am right now. So that is it. And I'm so grateful that you even asked about that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know how important it is to you. And I know that you are someone that practices gratitude all the time. And if you follow any type, and I wanted to bring it up tonight because, like I said, we do talk about it. I'm very grateful for everything, for the position that I'm in. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my children, things like that. And it's something that I remember the first time I heard about, kind of gratitude. And I sort of shrugged it off a little bit. It was much younger, sort of 20 odd years ago. And I was a bit, oh, that sounds a bit cheesy. It sounds a bit this. But it was actually, I was listening to something Tony Robbins. And he said, and this is why it's important to talk about, whether or not it's a higher power or whether or not it's a faith in the universe or it's faith in this or a faith in that or whatever. He said it doesn't matter what it is in terms of you as a person, but as long as you recognize it, you're grateful for it, you're thankful for it, you acknowledge it, you ask for it, all of these different type of things. And I know in particular yours is a faith in God and higher power. So therefore I wanted to know which I already did know anyway, but I wanted to know what sort of impact that has on your business. So guys, it doesn't have to be from a religious point of view, but practicing that level of gratitude, being grateful, acknowledging, asking for things, that does have a huge impact on business. And there are just, whatever walk of life you come from, there are so many people, successful people in life that do follow that regardless of the actual source. So if you're not doing it,
back as well, giving back, guys, I would say something right now. One of the things that's really helped as well, I know Terry's here and a few other people, Placida, Anita, just have a little group that you guys can give back to, accountability group. They started a group called Buyout Group, and I got invited, I don't even know, by Terry. Hi, Terry, if you can hear me. And this is back in June, I think, June, July. And as it's always been whereby we have those little questions, nagging questions we need to ask about where to get this, where to do this. I'm willing to help others. I know we like to hoard a lot of information and things, but if you have a group that you can trust and you're accountable to each other, it would help you in the long run. Like the other day, I messaged on the group. I said, everyone has been quiet. Hope your sales are going well. Hope things are going well with you guys. Just checking back on them, making sure. We went to a trade fair together in Birmingham back in August. And that's how we met each other. We don't know each other from anywhere, but we just said, right, guys, we're going to be at the trade fair. We'll meet up there. And we saw each other for 2 days. So yeah, giving back to each other, creating an accountability group has really, really helped me.
Oh, massively. And again, it's something, and I know this is talked about various communities. We have it within ESA. So ESA in itself is an accountability group, 7 o'clock every Thursday. Here we go, kind of thing. But we encourage pockets of that as well, because, when you have a large amount of people and when you have 30,000 people in a Facebook group as well, it's impossible for one person, to keep on top of it all. So if you all create these kind of little accountability pockets, these little accountability groups, we see that across the board, whether you're in a paid group, whether it's you've got together with a couple other people that have been selling a similar time to you, or I'd probably always encourage maybe having one more slightly experienced person in the group, because then you're not all feeling your way in the dark kind of thing, which is a fun way to do it, but it's good to have a little bit of experience as well. So I think you've just given some massive gold nuggets for everyone to work tonight. So if you don't have that, but the Facebook groups are a great place to meet people like that. So put yourself out there. Post in the Secret Wealth Project group, post in a Facebook group and say, hey, I'm looking for an accountability group. And January is a great time to do it. It's a bit of a cliche, New Year's goals and things like that. But even if you are a lurker, even if you are someone that doesn't, like putting yourself out there as most, and I know part of the reason why you wanted to do this tonight, Anna, as well, was to push yourself out of your comfort zone as well, which, by the way, you've had no issues with whatsoever. Absolutely. And we always say this is fun for anyone that wants to come and try it. Please jump on board. I love talking to different people about different experiences, obviously. But like I said, just make a post in the Facebook group, Secret Wealth Project. just say, hey guys, in January, I'm looking to be more accountable for my actions. I want to go, I want to do this. I've set myself some goals. Who wants to join me? Let's get involved. 3, 4, 5, 6 people works phenomenally well. Phenomenally? I don't think that's right. No, it's not. It's not.
Just like we make up bundles.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you do have to be a bit on the you do have to be on the ridiculous side a little bit with bundles, because it's a bit like, am I going to throw that in there with that? Yes, I am. Absolutely, for sure. Well done, Anu. Love the energy. I'm so inspired. So inspiring. Amazing comments tonight. Hayden says gratitude is life changing. Sue says brilliant. 2 amazing ladies right here. Inspirational. Thank you very much, Sue. That's lovely of you to say. Ahmed's joined us. Welcome, Ahmed. Cindy says, I'm not a religious person, but I 100% believe in gratitude too. Love your energy and your story, Anu, for sure. Mike said, Great question. Fran says, love hearing your story, Anu. You are an inspiration. Absolutely. Now, this is interesting because this brings us on to the kind of next comment. And Anu works her backside off. And she has been at work all day. She's got she's got babies to get home to. So I'm not going to keep her on the call forever tonight. You know me. I'll still be talking at 10 o'clock if it's down to my choice. But, Anu is being run ragged at the moment in Q4, so we want to be really respectful of your time. Sean says about moving on to eBay as well, and so I wanted to kind of finish up with a little bit tonight on what's next. What are the plans for next year, because you very kindly allowed me to share some of your figures yesterday. You're predicted to do upwards, and by the way, I actually think it's going to be more than what the figures are saying, £50,000 profit in December plus. I think it's going to be more than that, to be perfectly honest. And I know some people might look at the screenshot and not read it sometimes and think, oh, okay, well, even for Q4, okay, well, it's amazing, but it's not. We're talking 1 month, guys, and this isn't like OA in the sense that you almost don't have to start again. It's compounding. It is in essence a replenishable model. That's what unique bundles are. So you're constantly building a foundation. So this is stuff, yes, Q4 is Q4. You're always going to experience a big spike during that time, but you're not going to be starting January from zero. You're going to be building, you're going to be going from there. You've got the infrastructure in place to be able to do it. But at the moment, you're just on Amazon, but I know you've got big plans for other things that we're going to work on. Yeah. So you're not doing eBay at the moment, are you?
I am. Remember, I am with Matthew. I've got my first call with Matthew. I was meant to have in December, because obviously things I could not really move and move them onto eBay. And I did the Matthew Wright training as well. But next year would be big on eBay and other platforms as well, because I think I'm ready to expand. We've got the staffing power. We've got the capacity, so we will definitely look at other platforms as well. We've already started planning for January in terms of stock. So things that we'll be sending in January, the staff they already know that they have to send in X amount of bundles in for January for all our lines. So we've started working. So I don't wait till January and start thinking, by the 17th of December, I've already given everyone a target that I need X amount of this bundle to go in, X amount of that bundle to go in preparation for January, February, because I don't want to wait to January and then start thinking, because in January,
you can't.
No. In January, I want to obviously start thinking about the next season coming, next month coming. So I always work with this thing called failure to prepare to fail. And I like to prepare, and I don't like surprises because I'm a very emotional person. I could just start crying now. So I'd rather save that tears and use that energy to stop me from crying.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We don't want you crying. Definitely not. No. And I think that's the thing, is it is one of my favorite, sayings, that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. It's, it really does come down to that. And if you are that way inclined, then this model works really, really well, because the difference between this model and arbitrage is you never know what the next deal is. Whereas, because one, you never know what the next deal is. And even if you do have a replenishable, unless you have that full listing to yourself for a certain period of time, Luke Dugan talks about this a lot in Elite Sellers Academy. Unless you can really test the data, understand the full extent of the data, then you're always kind of feeling your way in the dark. When you are in control of your own listings, when you go through season of being in stock, you know, for a minimum period of a month, you know exactly how many units. So what one of the frustrating things on Amazon arbitrage is it's guesswork a lot of the time. You know, yes, we know the data phenomenally well. We can make educated guesses and things like that. But once you have a bundle for a certain period of time, and especially when you've been through most of the seasons with it as well, you can pretty much, you know, get within probably 20, 30, 40 units of, and that's this if it's a fast seller, of how many units you need to replenish every month. So everything that all of us went through last year in terms of restock limits, IPI, it's almost the perfect Amazon model, because you are effectively stop managing and doing what Amazon wants you to do and not sending overstock in. So that's why it works so well. And that's why people that tend to do this, and the more you do that, the more opportunity Amazon give you. And I don't think a lot of people realize that actually. Amazon really is a case of when you do certain types of models, you scratch my back and I will scratch yours. And what will automatically happen, and Amu, you'll notice this yourself. You launch a bundle tomorrow and say, for instance, someone else launches a bundle that is just starting. Amazon is automatically going to give Anu way more credence on it, because she's established trust, she's established a history, a selling history, and you're a dead cert. So they're going to push more eyes onto your listing. It's as simple as that.
Like I'll say to my VA, she's always worried, oh, someone just copied our bundle. I'm like, don't worry, we've got the data. Why are you stressing? It's okay, let them copy it. It's fine. We'll leave them and we move on. Obviously, it's good to copy, but at the end of the day, they even go. I know someone that's copied most of my bundles, like literally T for T. And at first I was upset, but I later said, no. I've got the data. I know the numbers I need to do. I have, even with the data that Amazon do prepare, and you use Bible Pro, you use Helium, they're not the real data. I know what I'm selling. Helium could tell you that you've done 100. I may have done 200. So I know that we can be on top of the game. And with usual arbitrage, people are pricing down, we're pricing up. So by the time we're selling X amount of money and you see that I'm selling 10 in an hour, I move my price by £2. I don't even play the £1 game. I go £2 up. And at that point, I know I'm too cheap, because why am I selling 10 in an hour or 10 in every 10 minutes? So literally we keep pricing up. And the more we price up, the more we're selling. We're getting sales by MF, we're getting sales by FBA. So why am I going down? And you're the only person selling your bundles. Nobody else is competing with you. You make those decisions. You call the shots.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that's the other thing as well, is you're not competing with you are outwardly competing with other people in terms of but you're never 100% competing. So Anu's absolutely right. Even if someone does copy your bundle, even if someone does, they might be coming at it from a different angle. They might be coming at it from, different keywords. They don't have the data that you have. They don't know that actually the word that you think is converting all of the sales is not. It's actually another word that you found through actually selling the bundle. So, there is only one way to get true data, and that is actually to start selling it, essentially, with these type of things. But it's a fantastic model. And like I said, it's that kind of replenishment model, and it gets exciting. And the more you add to it, and quickly as well, is yes, sometimes bundles do fall away. Sometimes they don't work. I don't want anyone to think that you launch a bundle and you sell 900 units in the first week. It doesn't work like that. There are lots of different, different things, different compounding effects, and what we talked about previously. But when you do hit one, when you do get that successful one, and I know loads of you will be watching this tonight as well, so I've got to pick up on this. Once you become a bundle monster, which Anu is 100%, am I right in saying you see bundles everywhere? They like form in your mind.
Everything.
I'm sat here now thinking, oh, what can I bundle my water bottle with? Kind of thing. You are literally, you just bundle everything, don't you?
I'd give you an example. So in the world of advent calendars, everyone has got advent calendar, one or two that's not sold.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I bought one advent calendar from a potential manufacturer, but they got delivered really late and I was very upset about it. But because I panicked, I had to go to a retailer and ordered another 500 units. The following day, the so-called manufacturer delivered the pallets of the advent calendar outside my door. And I was really upset. We didn't sell the advent calendar because everyone crashed the price. While everyone was complaining, and I'm stuck with over 500 units of advent calendars that I cannot sell right now, I just sat down and I looked at it and I had an inspiration that, wait a minute, I could bundle this and become something else. I got everybody on it. I said, start ripping all those advent calendars into pieces and put everything apart. And this is a bundle. One of my staff is so funny. He was like, yo, Anu, you're so smart, you know. And I'm like, it's not me, it's God, because I literally had an inspiration that could work. Why don't we split it and bundle it with this and it would work? And trust me. Oh, and by the way, I only have one VA because I've seen questions about how many VAs you have.
Sorry, yes. So I'm going to come back and ask that before we wrap up. Yeah.
Well, I said, make me this bundle. And within like an hour, the bundle was ready. And we sent it in as MF. Well, we listed it as MF. First sale came through. I sent the rest as FBA. Simple as ABC. So while everybody's panicking about advent calendar not selling or this and that, look at what you have and just think about to rip it apart and make it something simple.
Some of the best bundles come, and this is a really big tip for anyone that's just getting into this. Some of the best bundles are formed from some of the biggest and the worst arbitrage fails. There's no doubt about it, because the reason why they work is because it's very rare on the arbitrage side of things that you buy something that doesn't work because there's no demand, or it doesn't work because of the product itself, because it's generally branded, the marketing's done, there's demand for it, there's people searching for it, all these different types of things. It's generally due to seller activity, price crashing, saturation, all of these different types of things. So if there is a demand for something, so just because it hasn't worked for you on an arbitrage point of view doesn't mean it can't work for you from, creating a bundle and creating your own opportunities. That's what I always call it, creating your own opportunities, as opposed to, jumping on, what's already there, what's already existing. It's the lowest hanging fruit. And it does give way more opportunities to be able to jump into this world. But, I know that 2022 is going to be an absolutely huge year for you, diversifying to different platforms, probably your own platform, I'd imagine, at some point as well, building this brand, continuing it to grow. Anu, please come back and see us and update us, because I'm sure everyone would love to be able to, hear about your journey. I'm just going to go through and just see if there's any questions we missed. Like I said, I want to be really respectful of Anu's time, because she's got small children as well. So, it's you want to get home and you want to see them eventually as well. So let me go back and check. Chantel said, it's been fantastic inspiration to listen to you both. I have a product with a 500% ROI that I need to push, and the best thing is 1,000 of them will fit into a shoebox. May need to catch up with you, Natalie Cremy. Yeah, feel free to drop me a message. Dean says family life can absorb a lot of time. This is a good question. And we were we're talking about this, mum guilt, all of these things, working so hard, doing it for the kids. That's probably, when are you coming home?
No, okay.
No, we'll wrap up now. But it is one of those things, and we don't want to make any bones. You're working your backside off, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm having to obviously rely of help around with the kids. Rely on help with my husband, obviously dropping them in school, rely on school prep. It's a lot. And one thing we've done so well is to get the kids involved in what we're doing. They look forward coming to work and pack boxes with mommy. And they talk about it so well in school as well. Like, this is what mommy does. She sells on Amazon. I've got their teachers. They go to an independent school, and the teachers messaging and emailing saying, can we have a link to your Amazon account? And I'm telling you, it's surprising, because I get 10 other units going to like next door to me, because I know someone from their school has ordered 10 units of one of our
Wow.
bundles. So it means a lot to us. And I'm looking forward to them finishing school, because then they'll be obviously working in here with me. It's cold. We make it cozy. One of the rooms is for them, games room. Let them be in there. They run around, the pick boxes, they count for me. We turn it into fun activity, family activities. It's a lot of time. I have to leave home sometimes at 5 a.m. in the morning just because I need to catch up on admin. There's a lot of admin to be done. Not everything your VA can do. Yes, I think we are at that stage of wanting another VA. And I had a one-to-one with my VA the other day. I said to her, are you ready to manage other VAs? And she's ready. So next year is another thing I'm going to obviously discuss with Nathalie. We'll be taking more VAs on point so that I can get relief of all the admins and all the back end I'm doing, and I can focus on growing the business, because we need to grow the business more. We have the capacity, we have the financial capacity to grow the business, we have the staffing capacity, and we have the space. So why are we not growing?
Yeah.
So
2021 has been your foundation year, which is crazy to sort of like think about that. And, you know, this is what it's about. There's nothing for anyone that didn't watch it, actually, I did a Never Mind the Buy Box a couple of weeks ago on replenishment model, and how good it is. And if you're not doing any type of replenishment, then, you know, replenishable model within your business, you need to get in and do it. This is in a replenishment model. And what will eventually happen is Anu's built the foundation. She'll build upon that foundation into next year. And eventually there will come a point where you will be able to step back and you will be able to say, because you would have put so many systems, processes in place, you've built the foundations to it. Now it's about growth. It's going to be another year of hard work. There's no doubt about it. It's going to be another year. We're going to be sat here this time next year as well. And Anu's going to have worked just as hard, you know, to get to this point in next year. But then hopefully at that point, that's when you'll start to be able to kind of, you personally, take your foot off the gas. But we talked about this beforehand, didn't we? We both talked about it. We said having kids, you have this mum guilt a little bit more, but you know, overall it's for them and it's worth it.
That's why I'm doing this. I got out of work because of them. I remember my manager always putting me through. I worked in the criminal department with Slater and Gordon before I left work. And I'd go through disciplinary because I had to take my son for allergy testing, or because I was pregnant, I was too tired. By the time I drop him at nursery, what do with my big belly to work? I was going through back-to-back disciplinary. And I just said, I cannot do this anymore. This was just not for me. And I need to get out of work because of these kids, because my son had really bad allergies then. And we had so much appointment with the doctors that I couldn't catch up with my target. And this is one of the reasons why I got out of work. And I won't stop until I'm happy with wherever I am. So Nathalie, please keep pushing me. Keep pushing me.
I will. Don't worry. Absolutely, you know me. I am more than happy to push anyone that's willing to put the work in, willing to take action. And that's what it comes down to. Emma, thank you for your lovely comment. I really do appreciate that. Lots of people saying superb tonight. Great guest, Anu. Anu, please come back and see us. It's been absolutely inspiring. I hope everybody will agree. What a fantastic guest Annie's been tonight. What an inspiration. We're so fortunate on Never Mind the Buy Box to have, you know, loads of good people that come on and inspire people in different ways. And I think tonight will be one of those moments. I said it earlier in the Facebook group. I said, I think tonight is going to be one of those Never Mind the Buy Box that people will think of in a year's time and say, exactly like you did a year ago, in exactly the same position, and you know, be inspired by yourself tonight. And that's you, Anu, you know, absolutely delivering, paying it forward and delivering that inspiration out to everyone. So we really do appreciate that. Lots of congratulations coming through. Like I said, lots of comments tonight. Thank you so much, everyone that's joined in and contributed tonight, watched it. For anyone that watches it on the replay, you know, just, yeah, absolutely blown away with the commenting and everything tonight. So really, really do appreciate it. Kevin says Anu is fab. She is indeed. There is no doubt about it whatsoever. So guys, I'm going to let Anu go, and then but next week is the last Never Mind the Buy Box of the year before Christmas. So that important time. Please at least tell me, Anu, that you're going to take a break over Christmas.
Well, definitely. I'm really looking forward. I think one thing we all are looking for, and I was talking about this to Chipo, she's an ASC as well. I just want to
And she's
sleep.
smashing it as well. She's doing great.
She's smashing it.
Yeah.
Anyone that does bundling knows this. We just want to sleep. We're looking forward to that break where I can sleep. I don't know about you, Natalie, but I need to sleep for 5 days straight because I haven't had a good sleep since September, since that bundle challenge started. I need my sleep, and I will get it once we shut down on the 20th of December. That is me done. And what I'm going to be doing, if anyone wants to know what I'll be doing during that time, I'll be watching all my ESA videos again because there will be pointers we've missed out. I will be retraining myself in anything that I feel like I'm not confident, which I've always, you need to keep learning.
Oh,
a great
absolutely.
man once said, the moment you stop learning, then you're a dead man. So I'm going to relearn, rewatch all the videos again and re-strategize for 2022. So if anyone don't know what they want to do, instead of watching back-to-back Netflix, invest in yourself. That's one thing I've had to stop, watching back-to-back Netflix, to reinvest in myself. Invest in yourself because it's something that no one can ever take away from you.
Yeah, absolutely. I literally couldn't have said it. I'm going to get Annie back on here, you know, again, literally couldn't have said it better myself. 100%. Anu, have a wonderful, Christmas. Congratulations so much on your success. It is so well deserved, and you know it is all down to yourself. So you know we really appreciate you coming on, guys. I'll see you next week for the last ever Mind the Buy box of the year. I hope everyone's Q4 is continuing to go well. Keep those sales coming in, and I will see everyone next week. Anu, thank you so much.
Bye. God bless. Bye.
Take care, everyone. Bye.